Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 12 of the Iron Glide, Iron Teeth, or hard mode playthrough. Last time, we saved the colony from too much despair. The water sorted itself out. They didn't all die, which is great to know. We are currently in a bad tide. There's 16 days left on this, which isn't too long, but it's long enough. What is going to be the focus for today, hopefully get round to it quickly, is sorting out a lot of the pine problems that we have. So at the minute we're kind of short-staffed because we have everyone pumping this water. I plan to drain this completely, get everything into a tank because we need it stored so it won't evaporate. We also need to sort out pine resin, which is going to be up this area just here. We already laid in this sneaky little pit to put all of these in, so while we're here, let's just kaboom all that. And we can start to turn this into a bit of a forest area here. So I guess this will do. We've already got these guys sat here, so these will do for cutting anything down up here. But we do need a water dump up here, which is going to be going... That's not even a water dump. Let's try again. This water dump will go here. And a forester shall go on here. Sit down so I can see where the actual door is. Helps if I actually rotate, not flip. So yeah, let's chuck that in there. They should get that built pretty quick. And like we've done everywhere else, we just need a little spot here for water, which will be to feed this thing. So let us place this in. This probably won't get anyone in it at the minute, but it'll be fine. And I do believe we marked all this for cutting last time. But we're going to mark the rest of it for cutting, because why not? I'm not entirely sure how far this will go once it starts getting filled with water. Not it's going to get filled in anytime soon. However, once we've drained this, we'll probably take a couple of those back. Do we prioritize that change sooner rather than later? Probably. So I'm going to increase that as priority. I don't know where we'll have nicked a beaver from for that, to be fair. So as long as all of the main things are still running, farms are still farming. These guys here still full. I'm guessing they've come from either here or here. Seemingly not. Never mind, we'll leave them to it. So this guy can plant pretty much everything up here, and is that now got water in it? Just have a quick zoom in. Yes, it does. Just make that a holding problem. So we need to get these guys in. They need to start cutting some spaces down up here. So we may as well claim this wood. We're going to need some better storage. We'll work on that in a moment. But in the meantime, not that there's anyone in here, but there is now. We are going to get some trees, and these are going to be pines. What else have we got as an option? Coffee, blueberry. Can't do anything with the birch. Mangrove is water-based, so I think up here it just becomes a massive sea of pines. So let's get that sorted. Oh, that was a good guess. Don't think they can plant all that, but if they get round to it, we should get a decent amount of wood out of that. We'll have to keep filling it in as these oaks get ripped out, but that's fine. This guy can will eventually get replaced with somewhere in here. Should be. Nope. This guy. Tapper Shack. I don't know how big they are actually, but I think they'll fit on there. Again, need to learn to flip. I don't know if they're the same size. Let me just see. Didn't really need it, but I think that means they're the same size. A little bit wider, maybe. No, I think they're the same size. Happy days. So once these are planted, we're never going to rip them out, so these guys will be made redundant. Guess we're full on wood at the minute. They should get those ripped out before they run out, so that's fine. Is there anywhere that makes this easier for you for wood storage? Probably not. So I think we're just going to have to get these guys up here. Not necessarily ideal, but needs must. So let's just get that in there. And alpines. Let's get them in where they can. There's plenty of plants, so it won't be a problem. The other thing that I wanted to get done up here was, other than saving up enough bits and pieces to put in a second one here, but we seemingly are doing a-okay on the supply and demand of power. This is paused because it's useless to us, and basically, yeah, we're out of beaver staff to deal with it because of this down here. We will eventually, once this dries out, probably retire this row here temporarily. That'll happen probably long before this bad tide's done. But yeah, that's going to be done for another time. What would be nice is allowing some more berries to grow, but again, storage for that is over here and it's full, so I don't think it's too much of an issue. We could probably do with some better corn storage though, so let's worry about that. Let's get that set for corn. Now it should be here. And we do, or will be doing, sorting out this water here. So I want to turn this little area here into a bit better water storage for us. It's probably going to be insane to do this now, but I'm going to do it anyway. But I feel like we should go crazy. Can't get them all in. That's a bit of a shame. What do we need to build? Just another row, I think. So let's just commit to that. And that should allow us to get this tank in. Ultimately, this is going to be where we store all our water. There's a lot of things to build for this. And I think it's going to be worth it for what we need them to be drinking for pretty much ever. I mean, we've had the longest drought, I think, a couple of episodes ago, if I remember rightly. That was not so much of a disaster, but we were pretty close to trouble. But we had just enough to get done what we needed to get done. So eventually this will shift in this way. We can get 2 more in, so we'll have 9 tanks. We'll eventually get rid of these, I think. There's no need for them to be down here. We might reuse them for storage of some more, I guess, different fluids. But yes, so they will slowly work on this. The water will get picked up and put in eventually. It will cut through pretty much all of our pumping. Oh dear, I didn't want to do that. Whoopsie. Shift delete is not pause. Top gear, top tip. Let's just put these back in. Whoops. Let's just pretend that that didn't happen. This is going to be a high priority workplace when they get round to it. But they'll be stuck behind those. So we should be able to... yes, we need to set these appropriately. So let's use the super secret tab shortcuts to fix that. Good, right. These will slip up the rest of this, then it'll be empty. It's 8 days. This probably won't last 8 days. We don't. But it should mean we get beavers all back up here. We are going to need someone in here. Just wondering if there's anyone we can steal from anywhere else. This poor guy's going to the end of creation, I think, to drop off that bad water, but yeah, we'll need to put a bigger tank in as well. One to worry about later. So we do need someone in here, so let's just get that sorted as well. So we are again still quite close to woods being full. It's maybe worth another one, possibly. Yeah, let's just chuck it in. Let's go for gold. Let's get that in. More wood, more logs. How are we looking as a health check from anything else? So corn seems to be weirdly struggling. Or corn rations, more specifically. Even though we have an absolute shed load of corn. Could be that we're starting to outstrip what this guy can produce. So it may be worth putting in another one. Also eggplant and algae. Okay. Yeah, I think. Let's do this properly. So that is not one of those. It is one of those. Let's get this guy in here. Get that to be set for scrap. Empty that. Yes, that's short of gears as per. Right, so looks like we've got a few beavers splitting between jobs, which is fine. I am going to lower prioritize this and hopefully get some people in here. That will slow down the building quite a bit, but these planks, gears and metal blocks being full, not that we have any, should help get these built. Haulers should be able to deal with that for us. This is now dry, so not shift delete, but I'm going to pause these. We're now running on reserves, so we should have quite a few back into the pots, so we should be able to staff pretty much everything. But let's fix some of the issues that these guys have here. So again, it's storage season, this one, I think. So do we need to put any more? I don't think we do, but I'm going to put this one here. We're just going to set this for bad water, and we're going to set another one. What do we need to make that worthy? Probably just one of these, and 3 and a 2, I think. And in here we are going to put extract. That will take them an absolute age to fix, but that's fine. Certainly with the production we're going, but this power is going to be helping. We are doing okay in terms of power. I think it looks to be surging slightly. So let's turn this guy back on. We should break even. Looks ish, kind of like it. Holding steady. That'll do. Might just be getting some inefficiencies for power and whatnot later, but that's going to be fine. So how many more can we get up here? Let's see if we can plant some pines. I think that's about it. Some of those may not grow, these ones. We're a bit out of reach, but we'll see what grows. Take out what it doesn't hit. Okay, so 4 days left. 5,000 waters. That's perfect for what we need. We seem to be quite a few Whoopsie. Let's fix that problem. We upped that last time to get as much out of it as humanly possible, so that probably didn't help things. I wondered why a lot of them are thirsty. Let's knock that back down for now. It's probably quite a bit too long for them, but let's just rip that out. We should get some, not too much out of it, but yeah, it's fine. So I am now going to look to shift this. And get that in there. It's probably not a good idea to do, but there's water on the ground, so if we need it, we can just rip it out. It's fine. See if we can get the haulers to make this a little bit more efficient for these guys. I want to get these trees cut down. And with the haulers, hopefully, that should mean they don't have to walk up to the other side of creation to sort it, so that's good. Looking fine there. Housing's okay. We're going to need to probably move the housing complex somewhere else or rejig a lot of this. These poor beavers are here, have to mess around and wait. So those are nearly done. So what I do, or should do actually, is... I don't know why I marked these for cutting. I should not have marked these for cutting, but yeah, let's fix that before it's a problem. Don't want to plant them and then have to regrow them for no reason, so bear with while I just do this. Any spare area we do not need to worry about. Just mainly just need to get the oaks out. Bit like colouring in this. It's quite nice. Therapeutic. Probably boring a sin to watch, but still, it'll be exciting for us to get these pines in. So that's that done. So close. Coloured outside the lines there. Let's just back that one back up. And I think that is everything, so let's just plant. Where are we going? Trees. Just reset those. They should get replanted. Keep the forester out. Good, so we are starting to see some pines come in, which is perfect. We have to wait another 7 days for that to well, I guess bear fruit or resin in this case. But it's going to be... please do this first. Let's see, yes. So... hopefully we can rip those out sooner rather than later. These are not really keeping up, to be fair. Yeah, I think it's just a beaver population problem at this point. Things are slowing down. There's more jobs than there are beavers. Corn's looking okay. There's plenty down there still. And empty. So let's get rid of that. And food. We're going to stick in another factory here. So this one engine is keeping these alive, but this is just going to be again for more corn. Going to be my workplace. I would like to get this done over the other tanks. And we are going to have to also get these done. Not press shift delete like last time. Lovely stuff. So that should mean that they go back in, start pumping pretty much immediately. Perfect. So that wasn't too bad for us. We managed to get, I think we're generally growing the water stores for each successive one. Hopefully it doesn't run down too much. These will slam shut once it's deep enough, which they have. This will then fill up and we can start pumping straight out of it. Good. So that's that. Good. So, we just need to wait on this now. Because eventually, once all these are planted, we do not need this guy here. So, it's going to get replaced. Hopefully, they can keep up. Then begins swapping these out. So I will, for now, put in another tank. Just to stop these berries from taking the space, because they will. And there's a decent-ish spread on these, but not the best. So, how are we looking for well-being? So, some injuries, which is a problem, but I'll fix that another time. So, upping the foods would make things a bit better for us. We're terrible on those. Ropes are looking good, though. Busts, statues, clocks. It could be time to do some decent amount of boosting by getting some monuments in. So we have the science for it, we have the logs for it, we don't have the place to put it, but it would be nice to put it somewhere where it's gonna give them quite a bit of a bonus, so possibly here, to be fair. In fact, let's be super sneaky. Not that it makes too much of a difference to see it, but I do want it to look somewhat pleasing. But let's just plant it here, in this otherwise dead space. Wow. That is the shortest distance time ever. That is impressive. So let's just put this in here. I would very much like to undo that. So these guys will pretty much deal with this. We could probably up the... Not quite the numbers we were before, but yeah, it's going to be fine. That's... Yeah, I think we're hurting for haulers at the minute, to be fair. So these have been pretty much abandoned. Do that, pause that. I'm gonna pause these for now. Have they started on these yet? Oh, they have actually. Well, let's pause that one. All the planks, some of the gears. It's probably that one then to carry on with. So we have someone in here. Probably not a major thing for us to do. I'd rather get someone in here. Good, okay. Yeah, they're just literally throwing all the planks and everything. Need to wait for that to cam itself, which it looks to have done. That's fine. Just a bit of surging. These are set quite high, to be fair, just for as much water as humanly possible. Beaverly possible, should I say? I'm going to pause these as I want them to concentrate on other stuff. So we are going to be hitting that bad tide just again soon. These aren't broken anymore. I left these open. Weirdly, we didn't get any issues with this flooding initially, which was quite odd. But this was the sneaky bad tide fix, so hopefully that's going to work for us again this time. We could probably lay some more trees in. Let's get that sorted here. So it's not too many left, I don't think. Yep, just a case of patience with this one. These shouldn't be too far away from there, so we do need to have somewhere for the pine resin to go to. That's probably going to sit over here somewhere, but initially I am not going to build a massive storage for it, I don't think. Pine resin to go in here. Again, similar story. Going to pump this dry. They've got 2 big tanks to fill, so that should be fine. There's just a topping of these ones off as well. Shouldn't be too long, I don't believe. There's an absolute bucket load of oaks here. That's fine for us. We haven't got a bit of a shorter one this time, actually. Yeah, so good. Yes, there's a bit of contamination, but it doesn't reach upwards too far, so these trees are fine. With any luck, with those paused, we should first of all up the priority of that. What are they building if not the tanks? I haven't set them to do anything stupid, have I? No, let's just stop this. Nothing down there to be built. That's paused, that's paused. I know that these are turned off. There should still be 4 beavers in here, which there is. That won't take them too long. There we go. So nearly cleared the area around here. Keep this guy busy. And then we'll replace him with someone else. So that is going okay there. There's still quite a bit of water on the ground, which surprises me, but it's didn't really want to do that, but let's do want the stuff off the ground though. There we go. Hopefully that will make it into a tank somewhere. The builder should pick that up pretty quick for us, hopefully. May as well get drunk. Not that it'll evaporate up there either. That's fine. These staff, yes, that's good. That's okay. So I am going to pause this guy. I don't think we need to worry too much about dynamite at the minute. We do have a long, drawn-out task for them to fill this in just to deepen this slightly. It'll be slightly more beneficial. There's a bit more water storage in here, which is more to pump. These are coming through now, which is lovely. So, bit of a pain having to babysit this, to be fair, but it's fine. Take too long. Gears and blocks. The blocks is full, that's good. So they should be going up now. So at least with this, not a lot of water in there, but it'll do. So we're, well, about 2 tanks are full, so that's nice. What I would like to do is get the irrigation barrier in here, just to stop it from dying, but I don't think that's going to help them at all. I don't need the berries, but it annoys me that they're dead. I could just unplant them, to be fair, which actually... problem is solved. There we go. Not quite as pretty as it could be, but it's we're not having to look at dead stuff. So, what might be nice down here is trying to expand some of the food. Where is it? Which I believe is it in a forester? It is, okay. So with a forester somewhere in the vicinity, we could put some mangroves down here to be, could be useful just to improve some of the fruits. Possibly a good idea for next time. I'll add that to the list. Experience improve the well-being somewhat. The beaver's doing. Where's this guy? What are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you planking? What did you actually do? Did you just put a plank in there? Fine. Fine. Let's just fix that, shall we? I don't know what they're doing. Probably waiting for this. Maybe laying dynamite, which would not be... Oh, that's interesting. Weird shadow bug there as we go over the sun. It's probably due to me having the camera on free mode rather than a problem, but yeah, never mind. That's probably made everyone a bit seasick. I apologise. So we are starting to improve on some of the stored goods, so that means this shouldn't take too long. You should be working on this, yet do not seem to be. Doesn't say it can't be done, so what are they doing? Alright. You're just picking up bits. Right, okay, so I did set those to be the ultimate high priority. I realise this now. It's an error on my part, and I am sorry. Please just lay these in. I'd like to finish this off. Good. There we go. Progress. Progress is made. Fantastic. Now what have we got left here? Some water. Gears, blocks, planks. Doesn't help that there's only 4 of them still. What I will do is pause 4 of these. Doesn't bring them in, but I do want to get them back here. I want to get these construction jobs somewhat finished, to the detriment of probably the pumping, but we are nearly full, so I'm not too concerned right now. Should be getting all the logs, which it looks to be. Okay, so these don't look particularly busy, but they're off to bed, so that's fine. These guys working through the night, troopers. So we have 9 days left. There's still water in here, which is fine. They should get that built soon. Over halfway there. These should be helping out big time. How are we doing up here? Okay, not quite finished, but certainly better than we was. Let's get some trees planted. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12. 15 or so more. Once these are done, they'll be gone, so the haulers will have less to do, which will probably please them no end. Wow, we're in. So the benefit from this should punch this up quite nicely, in fact. Apparently we've been at 17 before, because it's an average. But while they're in, yeah, it's hitting them quite nicely with that, so that's nice. Look at the other ones, to be fair. Are they the similar sort of size? We could cheese this by building another one. We do not have the planks for it, though. Maybe that's something we do. So we've got some of these. How far are these going along? Alright, there's 3 about to become adults, so that's nice. Should take a nice chunk out of the production, so let's turn that back on and they can go back into those jobs afterwards. I'm gonna pause another couple more. Yes, we do have a spare beaver. guess. Another bird. So please go and haul. Gonna need that. Good, that's online. That's beautiful. What's probably going to be more beneficial is concentrate on this bad boy over here. If we get these two unpaused, then they can at least, whenever these are getting filled up, and get some of the raw ingredients dumped into here with a decent enough storage. It's not going to be too much of a problem for us if we need it for anything anyway. We could be using more scrap metal, to be fair. That's probably because this guy has to go to the other end of creation to get it. So, let's look to fix that. Let's make that scrap as an obtain. This should be a supply. And then, for a bit of efficiency, probably look to put also obtain. So I want hopefully a majority of it to be shifted over here and then up to here so that they can feed this guy. Metal blocks are down here, so it's not too bad. I don't think scrap was ever put down. It was not, so probably speed things along. This is 2 planks from done, so that should mean that these guys don't have to go to the other side of the map to start filling this up. So these should be able to fill that up quite nicely. Not there's 2 in there, but fine. It's going to chew through the left metal blocks. Okay, gears, we can afford to build it. That's not a problem. So let's just prioritize these 2 things first over anything else. And the haulers can shift stuff about. Now we're looking over here. Good. So we don't have too much left. Looks to be... I've got days left, so they're going to be fine. These will die longer term. Looks like we've got 3, 4, 5 left to go. And that should be everything planted. It would be nice to have a bit of a longer route. Not drought. Not drought, not bad side. The other one. That's set up, so that's fine. There should be a supply for anywhere that's needed. Just this. Should go up there, so we don't need that tank anymore. Get rid, do a bit of tidying up. And I think that's going to have to live there. We're going to need to get this guy. Do you get anything if we just a tiny bit? We get that put in, and then we could maybe look to get these guys put in. Where should they have? There. One more. So we get that. And again, get someone in there to get those planted. What do we need to rip these out the ground? They just together. I'm not sure with these, to be fair. Not played with this faction before. I think there's one around here somewhere. Yes, okay. Once these are all planted, we will leave them be, and now if we put this guy here, got a bit of opportunity wasted there. Let's fix that as well. But with this guy all planted, then we should be able to get those put in, get the fruits out of it anyway. Only on the extreme end of a drought will we lose this. We do have 6 days of drought resistance though, so be lucky enough to not be a problem. But we only have 2 days left, and water's looking fantastic this time around. We do have got quite a lot of water storage. Probably time to put one of these back in. Let's just unpause this one. They should be next on the agenda for them to put in. Now we're looking up here. These aren't said that they can't do anything yet. Although, can't be that much left for them to count. So what are you still? Oh. What? To do, we need to unplant, mark these. See if we find any other dead oaks on our travels. Don't think we will. Yep, so you guys got to do. So, goodbye to you, and finally, that'd be 2 more. Nothing over here, nothing over here. Yeah. And then once this guy has planted these last 2, we will evict him from this job. And that should put us nicely into the next temperate cycle. So, thank you for your assistance. I do not believe there are any others to plant, so goodbye. And we now need Tapper Shack, which should hopefully fit in here quite nicely. Once this is built, we'll prioritise it by haulers, and hopefully it's got enough grunt to get all of this, which it looks to have. Some bits on the edge here that are never going to grow, that's fine. I would like this to get sorted first, though. Quite arranged them, actually. Does surprise me. So, is there anything in this one or this one? So, I guess it's this one next. So, let's get sorted. And we do need to get the beavers now back in and pumping. So, we're about to lose pretty much all of our extra staff. But cycle 22 begins. Water's coming back in. This will not take too long to fill back up. These shouldn't take too long to build. And I think with this water here, once we've got another couple of tanks in, we may need to do a bit of shenanigans up here to square this area off with some stilts. It's going to be too much of a problem for us. And I think that will do us for this episode. So if you have any comments or would like to see us do anything, please let me know. Those are down in the comments below. And thank you for watching.